Let me close some doors. I just got home. Now, I believe this is one that was a gift. So I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna open it up, see what we got. I need to move this out the way. Yeah, that's funny. Check this out too. Tell me what y'all think about that. Like I switched this around a little bit, and I moved. So I basically moved the table and everything here, and the bookcases or shelves. I think shelves, whatever. Cases, whatever, over there. So yeah, I switched it around. I like that there. I like those there. So just gotta finish working on it. So anyway, let me sit down and open these up. Did I switch the camera? Yeah, I did. Good, good. Man, it's zooming in on me. Oh my goodness. Here we go with this again. I don't know why it always zoom in on me. Come on now, zoom out. Is it out? Yeah. Good. All right, there it is. I had this thing for years. About time for enough. Oh no, I still got a hold. I'm never. That thing lasts a long time. Long time. Ooh, I zoomed in. I should have left it like it was. Alright, let's open up this baby. Return address. Ah, there's all the info I need. Okay, so this is the Peshitta New Testament. I hope you can see that pretty good. Pretty good. It's got the Aramaic at the top. I can't read it. I ain't trying to read it. I don't know how to read Aramaic. It looks like it's not a hardcover. It's a I don't know what it's made out of. Cowhide. Well, let me be quiet. Cowhide. I don't know what it's made out of. I ain't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got. Open up this sucker. Oh, that darn plastic on it. That's a good sign. Let's see. It's got a bookmark, just one. That's good. Let's see. It'll lay flat. Yeah, that'll work. Oh. So about right here, let's see. Will that lay flat? It'll work. It'll work. So I don't know if it's imitation leather. I'm just testing out to see if it'll lay flat. Or made out of cow. Oh, they got some special offers too of the Old Testament. Oh, the Cyriac. That's smart promotion right there. Okay. Learn Cyriac online. Okay, they got a little course. Smart promotion. Okay. So I'm just saying, what? Membership. They got something about a membership and you can pay them. I don't know what. The business. How are you getting all these rare, cool books? Well, this was a gift from a brother named Doug. Me and him, we're both preachers, and I know, right? Me, a preacher, but anyway, um, he does his thing, and he say I influenced him to get a lot of books, and so he found this book, and he wanted to see if I was gonna get it, and I was like, I ain't even say I wouldn't get it. I don't know. I don't even know what I said, but I didn't say I would buy it like right now. But he said, I'll get it for you, or if you want me to get it for you, I'll get it for you. So I was like, sure, I ain't turning it down. So he said when he get his, he'll get mine, and he got him one and got me one. So mine's just arrived today. His came days ago. So that's how that went. The Most High blessed me with that. To allow him to get a book for himself and me one. And I like the way it looks. Let me show y'all what it looks like. Hold on. I'm trying to lay this flat down. Like, since it's not a hardcover, you gotta like push it down, like, and it won't stay. It's still trying to close. Let me show you. This is something else right here. Some of these books I did buy, but this one I didn't buy. Hold on, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at this. It's trying to close. Like, I had to like press it down like this a couple of times to get it to stay, but it's still like coming up slowly. But anyway, so this is what it looks like. Cake says, "Don't do that. You're hurting the." I don't care. I need to keep it flat down on the surface, like, cause look, if I okay, this is what it does when I just open it up, right? Look, okay, now in the middle it stays flat pretty easy, but when I open it up like somewhere, look, see, hold on, look, watch that again, watch this again, look, see, who finna deal with all that? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I was doing like this, and you see it kind of stayed. You see how I gotta do like that? You talking about I'm hurting it? This mother freaking need to be hurt. Look at it. Look. Who finna be dealing with that? No, you got to, you got to get it. Gotta look. See, I'm gonna have to hold it. When it get to the end, it's just gonna close. But anyway, so since it's not a hardcover and it's not heavy enough, you said Cake says I will never do that to a new book. Well, guess what, Cake? Let me show you one more time. Just show you one more time. Bam. Now watch this. See it trying to close. Watch this. Bam. 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 How you like that, Cake? Huh? Cake? Bam. Look, and it still won't stay. No matter how many times I do it. I'm gonna need something heavy over here just to keep it down. That's so sad. But this is what it looks like on the inside. This is Revelation. So it's only the New Testament because the Peshitta is only the New Testament. It's a manuscript only of that. You said that's painful. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what I gotta do to some of these other paperbacks over there. It's the same thing. It's the same. It's worse. With some of those other ones, like I'm gonna try to look. Look at this. Where that blue one at? You see that blue one right there? That blue one right there. That light blue. That one is worse. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So Cake, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. These books. It is what it is. Cake says I saw some cool illustrations there at the back. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to go back. So this is Mark. I like the red. I like a lot about it so far. Oh, we got some notes at the bottom. Let's see what we got here. It says 9, 13, 15, 12. They skipping numbers? Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. The highways or the highway crossings or the road outlets. LIT, the ends of the roads, an idiom with several possible meanings. Okay, I'm trying to see. They don't give any cross. Oh, is that a cross reference right there? Yep. Okay, so they do give cross references. That's good. No highlighters? Oh my goodness. That's not good. I gotta get some highlighters. Well, I was gonna highlight that, but we got cross references, parables in Cyriac. That's good. This is like a New Testament documentaries, I think you said. Let me see what you said. Documentaries. Documentaries. Um, did you mean documentaries or documentaries? Before I look that up. Because Mike's ignorant. Mike's gotta learn. Because I know what documentaries mean, but okay, I go to the preface. That's what I should read. Some, oh, there's a lot. Look, they got some glue on down here. It's keeping my pages stuck together. I gotta peel that off. Look at it. Look at this. All these pages glued together. Let me try to get this off. Jeez. Oh. I'll have to get that off when I put the camera down. So this is what the front looks like. Matter of fact, let's just start at the beginning. It's got some birds in the front, stuff like that. Peshitta English New Testament, the Antioch Bible English translation. I've never heard of this translation. Editor is George A. Kairaz. Publishers is Georgias Press 2020. All right. I like that papyrus looking intro pages there. And we got some Aramaic at the top. Probably just saying Cyriac Orthodox page. Oh, your comment just came up in front of my face. I can't read the rest of that right now. Cake says, I honestly only read the Bible, so I don't know these kind of books. Oh, okay. No problem. No problem. Cake says, oh, commentaries. I got you, Cake. Okay. Yeah, it could be commentaries, but I didn't really get to read all of it. But you could say that with some cross references. So Cake also says with the footnote there, and Cake says beautiful pictures. You got to Orthodox Church. Oh, you go too. Sorry. Nah, I don't. But I'm okay with them. What is that? Is that Aramaic too? Or Arabic? It's Arabic. Mm, don't know what it say. Uh, Cyriac and Arabic, and I don't know what it say. Okay. Oh, and more of a language that I can't read. Okay. So I don't even have a Cyriac English dictionary. I'm gonna have to get one. All right, what is this? Publication was made possible through generous grants from Beth Maratho, Mardutho, the Cyriac Institute, the Anthasius Yeshu Samuel Charitable Fund, Saint Barsa Barsayumo Charitable Fund. Okay. We're gonna skip all that. Somebody died. Because it says in loving memory of my parents. Oh, his parents. Dang, these pages glued together now. That they got to get that together. So they just show the books that's in here. So these are the contents. The four gospels. Oh, they got them in groups too. So they say the four gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the apostles, Acts, James, 1 Peter, 1 John, Saint Paul. Oh, I guess that's just the rest, huh? And then it says non-Peshitta books: Second Peter, Second John, Third John, Jude, Revelation, and some other stuff to fill in the gaps. Might as well read it. So I have the Revelation. It says, "Lord have mercy, with calm awe and modesty, let us give. Sorry, heed." And listen to the good tidings of the living words of the holy gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. We believe and confess. Okay. I'm ready to get into it now. I'm ready to get into it. So now we're getting into. Come on. No more glue pages. The freaking glue pages again. Let me unglue this. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, there's a lot of the pages that I'm gonna come to. They're all glued together right now. It's like maybe 20 plus pages all glued together. Let me fix that. Okay, we might be good. Let's see. Dang, we're not good. It's still kind of stuck. I thought we were good. I'm gonna take this apart like individually. Okay, okay. This is rare. This is rare that you have a glue incident like this. Somebody just wasted glue on the book. So I gotta take these pages apart one by one. Take this glue. Goodness, man. Come on. There we go. Getting it. If I reviewed this Bible tonight, this would be a negative in the review. I'm telling you, because I don't deal with glue like this in books. Like, I've had it happen, but not this bad. This is the worst. Jeez. Okay, I think we're good. Thank God. All right, now we can also get something to drink before I start reading. I'm at the preface though. So let's see, it's a long preface. It's over 30 pages. Ain't no way I'm reading it all. It's actually over 40 pages, but you know, nah, we just gonna get some and see untranslatable features. Ooh, let's see what they're talking about. So it says they got like little sections. So I'm gonna just read this part and some other parts, but it says untranslatable features. There are obviously Cyriac syntactic features that are simply untranslatable. I want my highlighter. Where's my book at? Hold on. I apologize. Because my highlighters is in my other room. So I'm gonna have to use the highlighter stuff right here in my book bag. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? I'm a work in progress, right? I'm a work in progress. Okay. All right. Sorry. So let me highlight this real quick. So there are some things that was untranslatable, but see, this is one good thing about this. They actually told you. How many Bibles tell you that? So it says I'm gonna read it again. It says there are obviously Cyriac syntactic features that are simply untranslatable into English. So Cyriac syntactic. I'm just highlighting that. All right. So this is actually common. I don't know if y'all know, but this is common. Even the regular Bible that you're used to is the same as this. There are things in the Masoretic text that the manuscript they translated from that are not translatable in English either. But you probably don't hear that because who's gonna tell you that? Not many people is gonna tell you that. So it's something. I'm gonna have to figure what that is. I'm gonna catch up with you. I'm gonna read what y'all say and get back to this real quick. So Kate said, I'm thinking of going to Orthodox Church next month. We'll check it out and let me know how it goes, Kate. Most high willing. And Joelle says, why Orthodox Church? All right. So I guess because we was talking about this book, it's the Peshitta New Testament, and it was talking about Orthodox in it. So she was asking me, do I go to an Orthodox church? And I was like, nah, I think that's what she said, something like that. But so, excuse me, the rest of this says, after it says, Cyriac syntactic features are simply, that are simply untranslatable into English, such as the use of antic, I gotta put that C in there, and anticipatory, that's how I'm saying, anticipatory suffixes, as in the house of him of Simon in Luke 4:38. This is simply translated as the house of Simon or Simon's house. Similarly, Cyriac prefers genitive phrases in places where English prefers adjectival adjectival ones, as in Spirit of Holiness, translated here as Holy Spirit. Yeah, that made it simple. Okay, temporal expression, subject marking, proper names. Do I care to read it? Do I care to read it? Okay, let's see what they're talking about. So it says, as for. Ooh, that's a good one. I want to see that too. The Father, the Son, and the Lord. Is that 1 John 5:7? 1 John. Nah, it don't say that. Okay. I just want to check it out. Inclusive language. Okay, so proper names. As for proper names, okay. It says, as for proper names, the policy of the translation was to use conventional English spellings following the American Standard Version in 1901. Interesting. Let me highlight that. For this reason, this translation uses Jesus instead of the Aramaic Yeshua, which is closer to the Peshitta but would sound awkward to the modern reader. In the case of Yakub, Jacob is used for the patriarch, and and James for the disciple. Similarly, Judah. Wait, what? They said, and James for the disciple. Okay, then it says, did I skip a line? Okay, it's used for the patriarch and James for the disciple. Okay, but am I reading that wrong, or did I just not? In the case of Yakub, Jacob is used for. Oh, okay, I got it now. I was going to say, like, what? I thought they were saying they use Yakub for Jacob instead of just Jacob, and then use James for James and not the Hebrew name for James. I'm like, what? Why would they do that? But anyway, and then it says for the disciple. Similarly, Judah is used for the patriarch. Okay, well that's simple. I thought they was gonna say something like they was using the Syriac names or Hebrew names. Basic, basic. I mean, I'm cool with that though, because I don't feel like reading Hebrew names. Conjunctions, clause structure, contextual sensitivity, translation unit. Do I care to read it? No. Let me see. Is there anything? Verse numbering. No, I don't care about that. The English translation. Ha! Maybe that's interesting. Let me see what else they got. Chapter divisions. I don't care about that. No, I don't care about that either. 1920 New Testament towards a standard text. Maybe that's good. I think it is. This edition, yeah, I like that. It's a lot in here to read. Ooh, they getting into it right there. That's some good stuff. Okay, I think I'll read that and something else. Ooh, they getting into a lot of old Bibles. Mm, I can't read all this, but it's good to know. I'ma just, this is what I'm gonna do, so y'all can see it, and I'm gonna just read a little of it because it's so much. So I'm gonna just show you some of what's in here though, because it's over 40 pages of the preface, so they really go into a lot of stuff, but I can't read it all. So I'm gonna just show you some of the stuff. Like these are the little headings that they got down here. But man, so much. Gospel of the mixed. This is the beginning. I was in the back, so Gospel of the separated. Got a lot in that. The Peshitta. Oh, I want to read that so bad. Look, darn page is still stuck together. Okay, let me see. They got a little right there. Oh, they got the dates. Oh, yeah, I like that. Oh, look at that. The King James Version ads. Oh, one day, y'all. One day. I'm telling you, I can't read it all today. Ooh, they getting into them controversial scriptures. Oh, my goodness. I want to read it. I want to read it so bad. So much stuff, so much stuff. Post Peshitta revisions and the name Peshitta. It's a lot to read. The Cyriac Bible between rigidity and that's awesome. Stern pages still stuck together. Manuscript witnesses. I like that. I heard of that too. The 1555 Peshitta New Testament, printed editions. I need to know all this. Okay, so this book so far to me is a keeper because the info that's in the preface is valuable, so valuable already that I can care less about what else is in the Bible. What else is this saying right here? Subsequent editions and a European humanism, the 1500s. Humanism. I said humanism. Sorry about that. Subsequent editions and a European philology, 1600s and 1700s. I can't turn the pages. Geez. European missionary enterprises, the 1800s. It's got a lot of stuff on that. The 1920 New Testament towards a standard text. Okay, I remember that. Text, organization, order of books. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, look at it talking about the ancient manuscripts. Oh my goodness. Y'all know I'm a nerd, right? Y'all know I want to read it. This edition. Okay, so this is kind of where I was right here. The English translation. Ugh. And then it gets into the Bible. Okay. So y'all saw all that. All that was the preface. All that. It's ridiculous right there. So much stuff. I saw at least 3 parts that I want to read, but it's a lot. Oh, it's a lot. I really okay. I'm gonna take back what I said, and I'm gonna go read what I really want to read in this preface. I think it was on page 8 or 9. The Peshitta, maybe that's it. That's it, I think. 1 John 5. That's it. Okay, so it's the Peshitta. All right, here we go. So it says, as the Peshitta is the result of many decades of revisions. I'm not checking the comments right now because I think y'all going back and forth with each other. But after this, maybe I'll get to it so I can see if y'all talking to me. But anyway, it says the Peshitta, as the Peshitta is the result of many decades of revisions. Ha! Let me highlight that. The Peshitta is the result of many decades of revisions of the old Cyriac version by many editors. Scholars do not consider it to be a new translation from the Greek. Rather, it brought what preceded it into closer conformity with the Greek text of the time. More importantly, it incorporates a long biblical heritage from within the Syriac tradition. The Peshitta must have been supported by higher church authorities within a few centuries. The gospel of the mixed, what the freak is that? Never heard of that until tonight. So it says the gospel of the mixed, which coexisted with the gospel of the separate. What the freak is that? I don't know what that is either. I just heard of that tonight. So it says the gospel of the mixed, which coexists with the gospel of the separated, was suppressed. Obviously, because I haven't heard of it. Let's keep going. Then it says, and began to fade away. The old Syriac version was used less frequently and lost its authoritative status. Interesting. To the degree that when John the Anchorite, I don't know who that is, but let me highlight that name, wanted to write the stories of the holy women in 779, he recycled the Sinai gospel text. And what the freak is that? Y'all hear how ignorant I am. That's 4 things I didn't know. Anyway, let's keep going. So it says, but the acceptance of the Peshitta as the normative text took some time. Both manuscripts of the old Cyriac, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Cyriac, there we go, Cyriac, okay. Let me read that again. But the acceptance of the Peshitta as the normative text took some time. Both manuscripts of the old Cyriac that survived were, in fact, produced during the 5th century. Okay, 5th century. Just so y'all know, this is older than the Masoretic text, which we get a lot of our modern Old Testament translations from. So anyway, it says both manuscripts of the old Syriac that survived were in fact produced during the 5th century, meaning that their text was still acceptable then. Traces of the Gospel of the Mixed and the old Syriac also appear in other manuscripts of the 5th century, most notably a manuscript known as Codex Philips, number 1388 in Berlin. I'm highlighting all that. And another in Paris. Another in Paris. BNF Cyriac 30 for reference. Okay, then it says, it might be safe to assume that by the 6th or 7th century, the old Cyriac version had fallen out of use, making way for the Peshitta to become the standard text. The fact that the Peshitta became the normative text of all the Syriac using churches, regardless of their position on various Christological controversies, is a clear indication that the text began to attain its authoritativeness prior to the time when the divisions of the 5th century took hold within Syriac Christianity. The following diagram gives a theoretical depiction of the sources upon which the Peshitta is built. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all that real quick. This is what I showed earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and get that back in here. This is the diagram that they was talking about. We got the pre-canonical Greek Gospels, extra biblical material, canonical Greek Gospels. Let me let the camera clip right there. Tessaron 170, and then we got old Syriac and the Peshitta came along after. Okay, there we go. So then it says the Peshitta does not contain the entire New Testament as we know it today. Really? Gotta highlight that. I thought I had the whole thing. What's going on here? The Peshitta does not contain the entire New Testament as we know it today. This is not because the Peshitta is lacking or inferior. It is actually because the Peshitta represents an earlier form of the New Testament. For instance, Matthew 27:37 in the Peshitta reads, after they crucified him, they divided his clothes by casting lots. The King James Version adds that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. Oh, what a difference. Wow, okay. So let me read it all together for you. So it says, for instance, Matthew 27:35 in the Peshitta reads, after they crucified him, they divided his clothes by casting lots. The King James Version adds that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. That hurts. That kind of hurts me right there. That can be controversial and problematic for some people right there, because it's a prophecy that they're talking about right there. That's not good. That's a huge difference. But anyway, so it says the addition in the King James. Let me highlight this real quick. Matthew 27:35. Okay. It says the addition in the King James is a quote from Psalms 22 as found in John 19:24. If one consults a scientific edition of the Greek New Testament, such as the Nestle Allen text, it becomes clear that the extra text was added to the Greek Gospels taken from John around the 4th century. The Peshitta represents the more ancient text. Okay. Perhaps the longest portion in the Gospel that is not present in the Peshitta is the story of the adulterous woman. Okay. Found in John 7:53 through 8:11. Okay. So, this is familiar to me, but I didn't know that this was lacking that. But it's good to know they're already telling me that. So, let me start this over since I got a phone call in the middle of this. Let's see. It says perhaps the portion in the gospel that is not present in the Peshitta is the story of the adulterous woman. Let's see, the story of the adulterous woman found in John 7:53, 8 through 11. Here, too, the Peshitta is representing an earlier original form of the Gospel of John. These verses do not appear in the Greek text until the 5th century. God dang. All right, hold on. I gotta highlight this. Dang. Where do I want to start? Here too, the Peshitta is representing an earlier original form of the Gospel of John. These verses do not appear in the Greek text until the 5th century. Codex D05 is the earliest witness. Man, this is crucial. This is crucial, critical stuff right here. Crucial, critical text right here. Scholarly type stuff. Okay, so then it goes on to say the same applies to 3 verses in Acts. Dang. This is crazy. It just don't stop. It just don't end. Okay. So it says the same applies to 3 verses in Acts. The Peshitta does not contain Acts 8:37, 15:34, and 28:29. Goodness. It just don't end. It says because the Greek text underlying it did not have these verses, which began to show up in the Greek text around the 5th century. Okay, which began to show up in the 5th or 6th century. The Peshitta also does not include the so-called comma Johnnium and interpolation, something like that. I ain't saying it right, but anyway. After 1 John 5:7, oh yeah, okay. That first appears in Latin manuscripts in the late 4th century. Not only not only verses are absent in the Peshitta, but entire books. God dang. Okay. This is serious right here. This is serious. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Not only verses are absent in the Peshitta, but entire books. Then it says, no, Peshitta manuscript includes the minor general epistles, 2nd Peter, 2nd and 3rd John, and Jude. This hurts. This hurts. This hurts. This hurts. It hurts a little bit. Not a lot, it just hurts a little bit. But anyway, I don't really feel any pain, but it hurts. But it hurts. And then it says, so it says, no Peshitta manuscript includes the minor general epistles, 2nd Peter, 2 and 3 John, and Jude. I love Jude. Anyway, then it says, whose canonicity or canonicity, however you would like to say it, even in Greek was disputed up to the 4th century. The same applies to Revelation. Revelation, which is entirely absent from the Peshitta. Really? They must have added it in here. Then it says, in fact, Revelation is absent in the biblical and liturgical, I'm not used to saying that word, liturgical traditions of Eastern Christendom in general. Its canonicity was debated in the Christian East during the 6th century, but by then, the liturgical, oh, I gotta work on that word, y'all. The litur, me trying to say it, I, liturgical. There we go, liturgical. All right, I'm trying to get that together. But by then, the liturgical traditions, did I skip a line? Did I skip something? Nah. Traditions, including the lectionary readings, had been established for so long that regardless of the debate's outcome, it would have no effect on on the liturgical life. Having said that, these texts do appear in Cyriac, but in a post-Peshitta form. Okay. So let's see. Having said that, these texts do appear in the Cyriac, but in a post-Peshitta form, as we shall see below. Another feature of the Peshitta New Testament is the order of its books. It was mentioned that the old Cyriac Cariton manuscript arranged the Gospels in the order Matthew, Mark, John, then Luke. Interesting. But by the time the Peshitta became the authoritative text, the order had come to reflect the one we know now, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. However, the major general epistles, James, 1 Peter, 1 John, appear directly after Acts. That's different. In most manuscripts. Oh, okay. In fact, I'm almost finished, by the way. In fact, there are indications in the transmission history that these texts were somewhat considered to be part of Acts corpus, of the Acts corpus. All right. The ancient Cyriac chapter numbers, which are given in the present edition in the outer margins in Roman numerals, continue from Acts into James. Cyriac chapter 25 begins at Acts 20. Okay, manuscript different. I'm used to that. Okay, I'm gonna highlight that though. So it says, let me read it again. Cyriac chapter 25 begins at Acts 27:33 and does go all the way until the end of Acts. Then the Epistle of James begins as Cyriac chapter 26. James go to 26? Maybe it's talking about. Well, anyway, let me see. Let me just highlight all that. It says the Epistle of James begins as Cyriac. Sorry, my phone vibrated, threw me off. Cyriac chapter 26, denoting a continuity with Acts. Interesting. Cyriac chapter 28 is more telling. It begins at James 5:7 and ends at 1 Peter 2:5. Cyriac chapter 30 crosses 1 Peter and 1 John. It begins at 1 Peter 4:1 and ends at 1 John 1:6. The association of the major general epistles with the book of Acts is also attested liturgically. The liturgy of the word in West Syriac Rite consists of 4 readings. The first is from the Old Testament and is read before the procession around the altar. The second is directly after the procession and is taken either from Acts or the major general epistles. The third is from the Pauline epistles, and the fourth is from the Gospels. The inclusion of James, 1 Peter, and 1 John in the second reading with the book of Acts is a clear indication that the Syriac liturgical tradition considers these books as a single unit with the Acts corpus. It is remarkable how little difference there is between Cyriac manuscripts of the Peshitta
Two major differences that exist between East and West Syriac manuscripts are found in Hebrews 2:9 and 2:16. In these cases, oh, major differences. Okay, okay. I'm gonna just highlight that. And then it says, in the case of 2:9, the variant readings are due to Christology. East Syriac manuscripts read, because he, Jesus, apart from God, tested death on behalf of everyone. West Syriac manuscripts read, because in his grace, God tasted death on behalf of everyone. Both readings have support in Greek manuscripts to some level. The commentary of Saint Ephraim supports the reading, in his grace, God tasted. As for 2:16, the difference is not motivated by dogma or theology. Rather, it is an attempt to improve the Syriac translation of the underlying difficult Greek text. The present edition gives the text of the entire New Testament to understand how the minor general epistles, Second Peter, Second and Third John, and Jude, and Revelation, entered Syriac. We need to continue our journey with post Peshitta developments. And that's where that ends. That was super long, but I'm glad I read it. So anyway, that was some of the preface. Very long. Very long. So what books are missing then? I think they put them all in here, but I think they was just saying that in the older Pashittas they wasn't here. Let me see. Okay, what are contents? Contents. There it is. Let me count. I'm gonna count these babies. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me. 12, 16, 20, 24. I only count 25. Oh, I see it. Okay, 24, 27. Okay, they all here, but they wasn't always all there. That's what they was saying. Okay. So before I get more into this, let me see what y'all been talking about. And I'm gonna get something to drink too. Second Thessalonians. Okay, now I'm kind of back where I left off. Um, why Orthodox Church? Joel says. Kate says, but Reform. So accepting tradition is still really new to me. Reform. So Protestant. Yeep. Accepting tradition can be hard. Second Thessalonians 2:15 talk about the sacred tradition the early church had. Very hard because I'm new. Which denomination you belong to? I think we gotta focus on the lesson. You have Instagram or something so we can further this talk, Kate? Sorry, deleted Instagram last year. What social media you use? Only YouTube and gaming platform. You be gaming, Kate? Oh yeah, I think you said you be gaming. Well, as of right now, I'm non-denominational. Okay. My darn shoulder hurting. Okay, I'm just skimming through. Faith produce good works. Okay, let me see if y'all talking about. Okay, like my beliefs. Okay. Y'all still going back and forth. I'm just checking. Well, if I love Jesus, then I don't want to disappoint him. I guess that's what I thought. Okay, cool. I'm almost caught up, I think. Because I'm not a Catholic, lol. Catholic. I'm not denominational. I'm non denominational, sorry, right now. I don't subscribe to a religion exactly. Wouldn't that mean you have something you don't agree with? Joel says, but should a Cyriac Bible, I don't be checking that out. I like the LXX though, and Targums. Joel says, yeah, I don't agree with a lot they do. Cake says, oh, same then. I'm still doing my research. Okay, let me see. All right, I'm all caught up. Caught up. All right, so let's see. So everything might be in here. Let's see. Oh, they gave the brackets. Smart. They so smart. I like it. I like it. The text size isn't too bad either. Let me show you what this looks like. So this is 1 John. No, this is just John, which is interesting because in most of my Bibles they don't put this in brackets, but the story wasn't in the oldest manuscript. So I like this because this is the story about the woman who was caught in adultery, I believe, and they were saying that she was caught in adultery. Matter of fact, a woman caught in adultery after standing her in the middle, they said to him, Teacher, this woman was caught openly in the very act of adultery. In the law of Moses, he commanded that we stone such a woman, or such women. Now, what do you say? They said this in order to test him, that they might have a reason for accusing him. But Jesus, after stooping down, started writing on the ground. Yet, as they persisted in asking him, he straightened up and said to them, Whoever of you is without sin, let them throw the first stone at her. So yeah, this whole story is in brackets, which is smart and good because this just shows whoever's reading it that this wasn't any oldest manuscripts, and this was added to the text later on, which I'm glad to see. This is a first for me because most of my Bibles don't. Actually, none of them have it that I know of. So this is good. This is a keeper. So let's see what else we got. It was talking about 1 John. So let me go to 1 John 5:7. And let me say this. I like the space at the top, in the middle, and on the side and at the bottom. I like the space they gave you all around so you can write in your notes, your cross references, and whatever else is important to you. They gave you enough space to do that. I know kind of in the middle is kind of tight, but that's more space than some books I've checked out. Trust me, it's enough space. So let me get the 1 John. Oh, John, way back here. I thought it was right after that. I'm tripping. There it is. 1 John 5:7. Okay. And the Spirit testifies that the Spirit itself is true. That's a unique translation. And there are three witnesses, the Spirit and water and blood, and these three agree. So this one doesn't say, well, some translations say, if you're not familiar with it, if you go look up 1 John 5:7 in the KJV, it'll say, For there are three that bear record in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost, and these three are one. This one doesn't say that. For verse 7, it says, And the Spirit testifies that, let me say it again, and the Spirit testifies that the Spirit itself is true. Verse 8, and there are three witnesses, the Spirit and water and blood, and these three agree. Some translations differ on that, but that ain't nothing new to me. Let's see. And they didn't. Let me see something else. Hold on. They didn't even give you any information at the bottom about why it's like that. They just did it that way. Okay. So what else did they say was messed up? Hebrews 2:9 and what is Acts 4? It better be right. Hold on. Acts 4. Acts 12. 4. They better get this right. Most high willing. Let me say it that way because I don't know what the actual manuscript said. Okay, 12:4. Okay, it says he arrested and threw him into prison, and I'm sorry. Yeah, and assigned 16 soldiers to guard him so that after Passover, thank God, they got it right, he might hand him over to the Jewish people. The KJV and other translations say Easter right there in verse 4 instead of Passover. So that's good to see that it says Passover. Thank God. Okay, what else we got? What else is sometimes messed up? What about Mark? John, Luke, Mark. Here we go. Mark 16. This isn't messed up, but Mark 16 has some additional. Okay, that's not in brackets. Neither is that. Okay. And no information about that in the bottom. Okay. So Mark 16, 9 through 20 wasn't in the oldest manuscripts of the New Testament. So that the fact that this isn't in brackets is not too pleasing to me. But it don't matter completely because I know. But if somebody didn't know, that would be useful. Let's see. Mark, Matthew. I wonder, check Revelation out. Colossians. I need to look at Hebrews too. Romans, 1 John, 1 Peter, Acts. It said Acts 28 was, I don't know what verse. Here we go, Acts 28. There it is, the brackets 29. Oh, it's missing. Is it missing? It's just completely missing. Like, look, Acts 28, 29. It's just completely missing. All you get is a bracket and a B. It say 29 brackets B. That's it. That's all you get. Which version is this? This is the Peshitta New Testament. How did it flip back to me? I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. It's the Peshitta. I don't know like what year it was published or anything, but it should be in here somewhere. So B 29b. This verse is not found in any Cyriac manuscript nor in the best Greek manuscripts. Notice how they said that, best Greek manuscripts. It was first supplied in Tremelius edition of 1569, probably translated from Latin into Syriac. When he had said these things, the Jews departed and debated a great deal among themselves. Huh. I want to highlight. No, highlight that at least. Okay. So where I gotta go now? Romans, the letter to Corinthians. What else did they say was Hebrews? I need to find the book of Hebrews. Galatians, Colossians, Philippians, Thessalonians, Revelation, Jude, John, 2 John. There it is, Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 2. Melchizedek. Is that? Philemon. It's been a long time since I read that. All right, here we go. Chapter 2. What verses was messed up? 2:9, I think. 2:9, but this. Is there any brackets? No, everything is there. I guess it was just differences or something. Okay. So I ain't see any brackets. Yeah. I was checking it out. Okay, so I haven't really read much of the translation to see what it sounds like. Is it easy to understand? Look, it's on me. I need to just leave it alone. This is what the book looks like. I think I showed you. Peshitta, English New Testament, published by, George Ias, edited by George A. Kyras. That's the one that excuse me, I have right now. So, hmm, it's something else. Something else. What's in the back? Let me check the back. I know I saw notes. They give you a couple of pages for that. They got pictures, I guess, of Christ and the disciples. And Christ looked kind of mean. Um, more Arab, Syriac. Dang on pages glued together. Oh my goodness. More pictures. That Mary and angels. Yeah. Let's see what else is back here. I don't think any maps is. Nope. No maps. No notes in the back. It's just straight. It just go to the notes in the pictures and some Cyriac writing. That's it. There are no maps in here at all. So, well, my thoughts on the book then. All right, let's get into that. My thoughts on the book then. So the book is not too heavy. It's not heavy at all, really. You can throw this at somebody and they'll be okay. And you can hit them in the face with it and they'll be all right. But if they, if they was like very young, like an infant, it hurt. It can do some damage if you slap them real good. But anyway, like an adult, nah, they should be fine. You can throw this. Yeah. Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Okay, so anyway, it's lightweight. I don't know about travel. It might be like travel size, kind of lightweight, but it's a little big though. What it look like entirely, like that thick. It's kind of thick though. It's kind of thick, so y'all can see it. It's not hardcover. It's not hardcover. What's up, Wallace? It is not hardcover. It is something like imitation leather. If you had, it's kind of like my JPS. Let me see, just to give you an idea. Okay, it's kind of like these. If you had books like these that got like this type of material, this one's like maybe, I think he said this was made out of cow hide, or I don't know, but it's kind of like that. It's not hard, but I like this one better because it laid down better. It's easier to lay down, but that one's kind of more challenging to lay down, like especially around like these parts. Like look how easy this one lay down. But this one, because the pages are not that wide or whatever, it's harder. It lays down pretty good like that. But when you come like towards the beginning and the end, like look, it's finna close. Look, it's closing. And when you like right here, it could look. So it doesn't lay down that good when it's like when you at the end, almost at the end of the book, in the beginning of the book, but in the middle of the book, it was pretty good at laying down flat. But in the JPS, it's like imitation leather, so it's similar to this, but the JPS is good at laying flat too. I don't have problems with this at all. But the other book that I'm showing y'all, I have problems with. If you go to the beginning of the video, I had to like press down on the pages to get it to stay. I was like doing like this. I had to push it down, and Kate was like, "Don't do the new book like that." I'm like, "Look, you gotta do something because the pages won't stay." Like, look, I'm gonna show you what it looked like. Look, it's closing up on me right now. So I had to do like this to get it to stay, and it still was trying to close up on me. But that's the problem that I have with this book. That's one issue. The pages don't lay flat entirely throughout the whole book. What else? is good or bad about the book so far that I know. Well, if you would like a Bible with the Old and New Testament in it, it doesn't have that. It's just the New Testament, so you can't get the Old with this. But and it is not Cyriac on one side and English on the other side. Um, what else? I do like that you get a lot of information in the preface. You got over 40 pages of the preface, and it goes into a lot of things that's beneficial for me and other people who want to learn about ancient manuscripts and differences of Bible translations and variant readings of what it said and what it didn't say, and where to find references to find like certain manuscripts and things like that. It got info on that. So for a person that's into stuff like that, it's got valuable info. And I like the pages that it's made out of. I don't know what type of pages it's made out of, but I know I can read it. It doesn't hurt my eyes. It doesn't hurt my head. It's very good, for me to read and other people. So it's not because some pages are made out of. I think it's like I think they bleach the pages or something like that. I don't know. They do something to like it's not healthy for you. I can't remember, but it's not like that. The pages are good. The ink is a little bit. You can see through the pages. You can see the some of the words from the other pages, so it's kind of see through, but not too bad. I mean, it's not gonna stop you from reading it. It's not gonna bother you, but the text size isn't that bad either. It's a good size to me. It's probably not good for people who can't see small print or a smaller size print. It's not like the biggest print, but it's pretty big to me. Like I don't have to lean in to see the words. They're big enough for me. Um, and I also like the little. Let me show y'all this. So I also like these little headings or, the red print. Like I'm not a red print Bible fan. If you see a lot of the Bibles that I use and reference, they're not red print Bibles. I don't deal with the red print like that, but I actually like their red print and the way they did it and the paper material that they used for it. Because I'm not a red, you know, I just don't like it in most Bibles. But they did it right and well, and they also have enough space at the top of every page and on the side and on in the middle and at the bottom of every page so you can write in your own notes and cross references, things like that. A lot of Bibles don't get that right, but they got that right. The size of the book entirely is not perfect based on my examples from these other two books there. For it to be made out of this type of material, just like these other books, it's too freaking small. It's very lightweight, but it's too freaking small. They need to make it a little bit wider or the page is a little bit longer so when you open it up at any point, it does not try to close back. Example, I'm gonna open this up kind of at the, now that one did it too, but I can fix that. Look, I can fix that though, but this one cannot be fixed. Watch this. I'm gonna do about the same thing. This one cannot be fixed. Watch. Okay, I'm gonna try to do the same thing. Look, I think it's gonna slowly try to close. Maybe. Yep. It's slowly trying to close. It cannot be fixed. But that's one thing I don't like about that either. Um, it's hanging on though. It's hanging on. For now, it's staying. But it doesn't stay as easily as that. Doesn't. It doesn't. I don't like that about it. It does come with one bookmark. That's a good thing. It does have cross references at the bottom and some notes. And it does have one unique thing about it. And
Was it John? Yeah, the book of John. I think I passed John. Yeah, I passed John. Or did they fix the order of it? I don't know. Let's see. Mark. Yeah, they kept the order the same. Dang, Luke is super long. So in John 8, they did put in brackets something that no other Bible that I know of has put in brackets. They put John 7:53 through 8:11 in brackets, which I wish other Bibles would have did. But that story was not in the oldest manuscripts of the Bible or a lot of them. So they put that in brackets. That's unique. So I definitely do like it for that. Jacob says, "What do you think of the Ray Reams Bible?" I don't have it, never had it, so I can't really say. Maybe I can get that and then I can get back to you. Thanks for saying that though, 'cause I can look for it and get it one day. And what else about this Bible? They do not have maps. Just so y'all know, once again, I'm just getting everything in here that I noticed in this first time around. They do have, some pages for notes in the back, and they just got pictures at the back, which I could go without, but and they got some Cyriac writing in the back, but that's it. And let me show y'all this because I did see a picture where they had like, I guess it was supposed to be Jesus and the apostles, but on the Christ face, he looks mean to me. Looks like he's frowning or looking serious, which as Christ probably would look serious, but I just noticed that, a lot of the other pictures of the so-called Christ, he doesn't look mean. So that was different. I don't know if y'all see it like I see it, but he looked mean to me. He looked like he's frowning. But hey, it is what it is. Um, so is there anything else? I mean, I don't know if I would recommend it to everybody because I know this type of book is not for everybody. So just let whoever joined late know what this is. This is the Peshitta English New Testament, and the translation, I think somebody asked me earlier, it's the Antioch Bible English translation. And I would not recommend this to everybody because this is not for everybody. This is one of these books that is for people who's trying to take their understanding of the Bible and spiritual and biblical things to another level. This isn't for the basic person who wants to just read and learn and, part time and stuff like that. This is for a serious person, somebody who's trying to seek additional information and knowledge about spiritual and biblical things and what the text or manuscripts of the Bible really said. What is the truth? This is for those type of people. Or if you are bored with the New Testament and you just want a different translation, then maybe you should try it. Because sometimes new translations give you a reason to want to read the Bible again, because the old translation you have is boring. So it can be a good reason for that. Now, it is a lot of scholarly information in here. That's why I don't recommend it for everybody because it ain't for everybody. It's not. I know when a book is not for everybody, and this is not for everybody. So this only has the New Testament, and this is not from the same Greek text of the New Testament that you're familiar with that you would get in like a KJV or modern translation. This is from a Cyriac manuscript, not Greek. This was before the Greek manuscripts. This is older than that. It's older than a lot of those manuscripts. So this is a completely different source of the New Testament. So if you did want another source of the New Testament to verify that the other New Testament translations out there were telling the truth, then you might want to get your hands on the Peshitta because that's what this is good for. But that's some of my thoughts and opinions about this book, the good, the bad that I've noticed in the beginning. Well, from my little time in the book. We have some comments here. Let me put this book down and hold on so I can catch up with y'all because I was running them out. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Now I'm gonna read what y'all said. Okay, one comment says you should buy the 15.99 Geneva Bible. Okay. Why should I buy it, by the way? Just so I know. Jacob says, in some paintings of Christ, they make him look effeminate. I mean, yeah, effeminate. I thought I read that wrong. Yeah, they probably do. Some pictures of the so-called Christ are funny. Like I seen this one. I don't know if it was on a movie or what, but it was a picture of Jesus and he was like had his thumbs up and I think he was winking his eye. I don't know where it is, but like it was a funny picture. Well, funny image. That was the funniest image of the so-called Christ that I've ever seen. I think me and my sister, my blood sister, when we saw that, we was laughing. But um, do I have any other thoughts about that book? I think the book is definitely worth it, but I think the book, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it's definitely worth it. I also think the book can be better in certain areas as far as the size. Y'all already know, but if you don't know, I do not like the size of it entirely because when you open it from the beginning pages to the end pages, it folds back on you, and I don't like that. So I think the pages need to be wider and maybe make it heavier a little bit, whatever it needs, so that don't happen because I do not like it. Um, that's one thing I don't like. I This is not a deal breaker, but I still don't like it. I don't like how they put in, and I maybe I need to I will still like it. I don't care. I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't like how they put in John 5:30, was it 5:53 through 8:11? They put that in brackets, which I like. That's unique. And I'm really I like that a lot. But I do not like how that's the only thing in brackets besides this other thing. I would like to see the other things that was added to the text later on that's not in the oldest manuscript still in brackets, like Mark 16:9 through 20. I would like those in brackets, and I would maybe like some information at the bottom at least about it, but they didn't give me that, which is okay because I already know it. But I would still like that and a Bible, especially if it's gonna be my main study Bible. You got to give me that. I want it. I want that. So I would like to see that. I would also like to see 1 John 5:7 through 8. At least if you're going to translate it the way the other manuscripts translate it, instead of the way the KJV translated it and other translations translated it, give me some info at the bottom and maybe put that in, I don't know, like give me a B or a letter or something there, and then tell me at the bottom why it's translated like this and that other ancient authorities don't agree or they have varying readings. Give me something. Give me some information, which I already know that, but I would still like it. Just say, maybe that's me being spoiled. I'm fine with that, but I would still like it in the Bible. That way I can't say nothing about it. And anything else that's like that, give me that too. Give me brackets. Tell me about it at the bottom. Just give me the info. Just don't be lazy. Give it to me. Just get it. Give it to me. The Bible is good though, as far as what the pages are made out of. I do like that. I'm not a fan of the red ink in a lot of other Bible in any other Bibles, but I love this. I love the way they did that. If you can see the little red ink with the black, I love that. The way the pages are, it's blended very well. I don't have a problem with that. That's unique to me because I don't do red ink Bibles. I just don't. I don't like them. It bothers my eyes. But this doesn't bother my eyes or hurt my head the way the pages, the way whatever the pages are made out of, it don't bother my head. I can read this all day. So it's good for your health. Um, but yeah, I just would like more. I just would like them to do a little bit more and give me a hard. If you know what, if they're gonna keep it this small, then just give me a hard cover of it, and that would be better than I won't complain about the book trying to close up on me. Just give me a hard cover, and if you're gonna keep it like this, I'm not complaining about the weight. It's very lightweight. you can drop it on somebody's face and they won't get hurt unless it's an infant. But it ain't gonna hurt nobody. I mean, you can throw it at somebody hard, and I don't think it hurt nobody. But unless it's an infant, you know what I mean. But it ain't no heavy book. That's what I'm trying to say. So maybe this can be a good travel size Bible, kinda. Don't know. Is there anything else I need to say about this book? It is a study Bible, though. Let me get that out there. It is a study Bible. Is there anything I don't like about it? Anything else that I don't like about it? Let me think. It's no maps. You don't get that. Not that I care that much, but if it was a book that I was gonna make my main Bible, yeah, I want maps. I want because I want everything. I want everything that you can offer me in the Bible for my main. I would like the Old Testament with it if they do have a Cyriac. You know what they could have did? They could have just took the Old Testament from the Masoretic text and put it with it, and yeah, they could have did that. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad overall. So overall, do I recommend it? Yeah, but for certain people, not for everybody, not for everybody. So anyway, the other comments say Wallace says I feel that. Um, Somebody else, Jacob says the 1599 Geneva books has a lot of footnotes. Okay. Jacob says I think. Wait, two Jacobs. I better say. I'm gonna say. Let's see. Crittenden. I'm gonna say that for you. Crittenden says I think the Amish still uses the Geneva Bible. Okay. Now the book did come with some promotions, by the way. So let me tell you that it did come with these promotional cards. If you want to learn Cyriac online, they do offer that. It's probably gonna come with a fee, but they do offer that, and they offer more books as well. Cyriac English Dictionary. Oh, okay. They got a Cyriac English Dictionary. I need to get one. Oh, 13,000 entries. Okay. The new Cyriac Primer. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Exploring Syriac Christianity and tradition, symbols of the church and kingdom, revised edition, a study in early Syriac tradition. Are they telling me the a combined price of just $68.50 for these two books? What's the other one? The Bible in Syriac tradition. When they say the Bible, do I get the Old Testament too? I wonder if that's the whole Old and New Testament. Another thing, on the back, it says special offers of Antioch Bible Old Testament sets. I would not buy this, but it's because they got, you'll see, you're here. It says a ladder prophet set. You get, it's 4 books. You get Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and the 12 prophets. It says for 600 originally, but special offer 360. I wouldn't buy it, but it's the Cyriac Peshitta Bible with English translation. Nah, I wouldn't buy it. And then they also have the Torah, the Cyriac Peshitta Bible with English translation. You get, of course, Genesis through Deuteronomy. Special offer 450. Original without that would be 750. So you would save 300, but I wouldn't buy it. But that's what they're offering. I ain't wasting my money on that. What else is this? But that is from a different source, though. The Syriac is not, what we normally would read. We would normally read the Masoretic text. What else? Septuagint, and I forget the other. But it's a different source of the Old Testament, so that's a good thing. And what is this? Something about a membership, paying them like 25 a month, 15. I don't know what they all would do for you. I'm not even gonna read it, but they got some stuff. So that's unique because no other company has sent me stuff like that. But I mean, I have seen other promotions, but not not all that, not all that. But let's see what else we got. See some more comments. So brother SP says, I respect what you do, sir. If you have the time, minister, I humbly request that you may please show or read for us Matthew 13:13 through 16 from the version of the New Testament of Scripture you have there. And Tomas said Zohar. I don't have a Zohar, Tomas. How much are they, by the way, if you know? Like, just off the top of your head, you don't have to, like, go get me a literal price, but, or an exact price, just let me know. Because a lot of people been saying that, Zohar, Zohar. You say, what was that? Matthew 13:13. Okay, Matthew 13. Oh, I thought I passed it. Oh, I passed it. Matthew 13 through 16. All right, I'm gonna let you see it too. Um, Hold on. There's 23 books. Jacob says, is Acts 8:37 in there? Acts 8:37. Acts 8. Okay, it's in brackets. I'm gonna put a bookmark here, and I'm gonna show you that. Hold on. So I'm gonna read this for somebody. All right, this is what it say in Matthew 13. Where's verse 13 at? 13 starts there. So it says, but whatever does not have, even what they have will be taken away. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. But whoever, my bad if I didn't say that right, but whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken away from them. This is why I speak with them in parables, because they see yet do not see. Because they see yet do not see. I wish a comma was right there. But anyway, and then it says, and they hear yet, they need a comma right there. But anyway, and they hear yet do not hear, nor do they understand. The prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled in them who said, you will continue to hear, but they need a comma right there. But anyway, you will not understand. So let me read it again. You will continue to hear, but you will not understand. And you will not continue to see. I added not, sorry. And you will continue to see, but you will not know. For the heart of this people has become hard. I like that translation, hard. The KJV says gross, I think. But anyway, they have barely heard with their ears, and they have shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts. Ooh, they put hearts instead of heart. And turn, and I heal them. I like that. 16. But blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. So that's all that says. I like the way they did that. It's unique. Oh, I gotta show somebody. Hold on, wait a minute. Acts. Okay, so this is Acts 8 and for 37. It's in brackets and it gives a D. And then down here for 37 it says this verse is not found in any Cyriac manuscript. It was first supplied in Hutter's edition of 1599 through 1600 as follows. And Philip said, if you believe with all your heart, you have the power. He answered and said, I do believe that that Jesus the Messiah is the Son of God. That's deep. Highlight that. Hold on. I'm getting hungry now. I've been wanting this salad too, so that's a good thing. I can go eat that. Most high willing anyway. Let me highlight this. Thank you for asking me to come here because I didn't even know to get that one. This verse is not found in any Cyriac manuscript. Brackets. Brackets time. So this I do like about the Bible, like this part. But I want more of it. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd, y'all. I want stuff like this. I'm a study freak to a degree, and I'm a nerd. I like stuff like this. So if I can get it, I want more of it. I want all of it. All of what's available, I want that I can afford. Because they be trying to charge way too much for some of this stuff. So let me see. Brother SP says, "Thank you for sharing this. You're welcome." And they also said, "Oh, continue that is helpful. Thank you, Father God, and thank you, Minister." You welcome. Jacob says John 1:5-7 too. Okay, hold on. I think that's there, but it's translated how some other translations is. Oh, I passed it. One that I just saw it. 1 John 5. Here we go. So this is the way it's translated. It says, and there is no brackets or any like letters next to it to give you. It's nothing about this at all, like in the footnotes or anything to give you any information about it. It's just translated this way, and it says from verse 7. It says, and the Spirit testifies that the Spirit itself is true, and there are three witnesses: the Spirit and water and blood, and these three agree. That's what it says for John 1:5-7 right here. And that's a unique translation. And for verse 8, that's what it says. I've never seen it translated like that, but that's all it says. So I'm okay with that, but I would like some information about that, like, but they didn't give me any brackets. They didn't give me any, well, you don't need brackets, but they didn't give me any letter. Let me know, like other ancient authorities, read it this way or translate it, or they differ. They didn't tell me nothing. They didn't tell me nothing. So I'm not completely happy about that, but that's how it is in here. So it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. So yeah, I definitely. Oh, let me tell you how much it was, by the way. Let's see. I'm gonna give y'all the ISBN number too. That way you can easily find this because it's not that. I don't know how easy it is to find, but just in case you have trouble finding it, I'm gonna give you that. It was $33 even. No tax. No tax. Oh, and the delivery charge, which came up to $45.50. So it came from was it the UK? I think the UK. Yeah, it was from the UK. So the ISBN number is 978-146-324-2138. 978-146-324-2138. That way, if you just go online and you type in those numbers, you would find this same exact book automatically without trouble. But yeah, that's the pricing and everything. Let me see any more comments on this. Tomas says, Jacob, I'm sorry, I read your name with that. Have you heard of Psalms 151. Yep, yep. It's a short psalm. It's in the NRSV, and well, it's in a lot of NRSV Bibles with the Apocrypha, but also the Sefer Bible. It's in there too. I've heard of that. Psalms go. It's a lot of psalms. It's a lot of psalms that we don't have. It goes all the way to 160. I think it really is more, but you know, if you look online, you'll see it's go all the way to 160. And there is no book, any Bible that goes to 160. The highest I've seen the actual book go is to 155. So yeah, it's a lot of psalms. And the Dead Sea Scrolls got three extra psalms that we don't have. And they were all, it was four of them originally all together, and it was all for fighting demons. It was three more of them with Psalms 90 or Psalms 91. One of them. It's in the Dead Sea Scrolls Bible. It gives you the info, and they were all for fighting demons. But in the Masoretic text, we only got one. Do you know the Ethiopian Bible? I know of it. We can't buy it though. Shoot. I don't know when they gonna let us buy it, but they ain't letting us buy it right now. And I don't know. Maybe in another life. I mean, maybe in another. I don't know if it's gonna happen in my lifetime. I'll put it that way. If they ain't giving that up. They ain't giving the white. As they say, the white man trying to work on it though. They trying to get it. They trying to get him to give it to them. They having talks with them, but they ain't giving that up right now. So I don't know when we're gonna get the real Ethiopian Bible when we can actually buy it, but I ain't giving that up. I get it if they gave it up, if they let us buy it. But they ain't giving that up, not yet. Shoot, that book gonna have. If they actually let us buy it, that's gonna be one of the biggest Bibles out there. It's gonna be like, let's see, we got 87 in Jasher, so I think it's gonna be 90 something books. I think it's gonna be like 91. It's gonna be over 90 books. It should be. It's gonna be a lot of books. That's gonna be the biggest Bible, one of them, if not the biggest Bible. Where the salt thing at? Dang, what I do with the salt? I'm gonna have to find it later. Well, I'm finna get ready to get out of here, y'all. I've been in here for an hour and 37 minutes. I appreciate y'all coming and joining me and asking me questions and all of that. But I hope I gave y'all all the information I needed to give, you know, about that book, the Bible, the Peshitta English New Testament. And I'm gonna say this before I leave because it should be said. Thanks to the Most High, I was able to get that Bible from this guy named Doug who bought that for me and himself. He bought one for him and for me, and it was shipped to me. That's a $45 book and maybe some change. And for somebody to spend that amount of money on a book, for me, I've had, you know what? God has blessed me with a book higher than that one time from somebody else. The Sefer Bible. Like that book is like it's almost $100. And one day somebody got me that as they got themselves one. So God has definitely blessed me with some books. But don't be let's all remember. Don't be stingy with what God has blessed us with because these things are just showing us. And when God bless us, we should bless other people with our blessings too. So at times, if you got the opportunity to buy somebody a book, especially a biblical spiritual book, get it. Get it. The most I can pay us back double. You know what I mean? Like those books can be blessings to people. So let's not be selfish. Let's get some books for people and ourselves. But you know, like as you saw, if you don't know, I'm okay with books. Okay. At a certain time in my life, I had so many books that I realized I don't need any more books for myself. So I had the idea to start getting the same books so I can maybe read with other people or give somebody a book, a copy of the same book I got one day. I started considering other people because I was okay. So if you okay, if you got your collection of books, if you got enough for you, start considering other people. As you get a book, maybe you can get it somebody else a book, or you know, here and there, however it go. So I'm gonna get out of here though. So I thank the Most High for that, and the brother Doug get me that book. I'm gonna have to let him know I got the book. It came today. But I'm out of here. Peace be to the saints. It's so hard. I might get that one day. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to go back through these comments and see what other book was recommended, because there was another one. I think it was Geneva Bible 1599. Yeah, that one. Okay. And the last comment said, from I fear the Most High. I mean, the Mighty One of Jacob. Okay. I fear the Mighty One of Jacob said, it says, have read the book Prayers That Rout Demons. What book is that? Book Prayers That Rout Demons. I don't know. What you talking about? I'm gonna let you respond. I'm gonna set that right there. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna check to see if you said something to me. Time is it? Oh, it's almost time for me to be knocked out. Maybe. I fear the Mighty One of Jacob. What you talking about over there? You said, have read the book Prayers That Rout Demons. What are you talking about? Why are you asking me, have I read it? I don't know what you're talking about, but if you want, when the video ends, you can send it in the comments, the link or whatever. Or you can go and get it now and send it in the comments. I'll just be here. I'm in the kitchen. Gonna get ready to wrap this video up and get something to eat. Unless I get to sleep. I'm not booked that. Oh. Yeah. There it is. Alright, I'm back. See if you replied to me yet. We got Brother SP that said something. Alright, Brother SP said, peace be to you, John 20:21, KJV, then said Jesus to them again, peace be to you. I didn't know that was in there. I like that though, peace be with you. As my Father have sent me, even so I to you. Yeah, peace be with y'all too. I'm gonna get out here. Let's see. I fear the Mighty One of Jacob. I guess you just gonna have to get back to me in the comments, man. But if you do comment, let me know what you was talking about. Because I don't know if you was asking me, have I read that book, or if you was just saying you read it, and I still don't know what book that is. So you come back, put it in the comments. The link and all that too, or whatever you're talking about. Alright, y'all.